Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of transformations on the coordinate plane. This is standard 8.10c in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 30 of the 2021 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a figure that is being transformed here, and we've got this rule, xy changes to negative x, negative y. And which of these describes it? Well, we don't have any visual here. Now, if I were taking the STAAR test, I would pull out that graph paper and I would make myself a coordinate grid and I would plot some of this. We don't have a graph paper, but we can still kind of plot something. And let's see if we can just kind of take our time, get a nice approximation of something. All right, so since the possibilities are reflection and rotation, I'm going to put a shape up here, and I want it to, there we go. I want it to just kind of be easy, and I don't want it to necessarily be unable to see a rotation. I want to be pointing in a certain direction. All right, so let's plot these points here. All right, so let's just say that I've got A, B, C. All right, and so let's just kind of guesstimate what we think A might be. So A, let's just say is, let's call it 3, 3. All right, so if A is 3, 3, let's say that's 3. That's 3. B is going to be 3, 5, right? It's the same x coordinate, it's just a little bit higher on the y-axis. And I'm going to call that 6 for C. I'm going to say x of 6, and the y value is going to be between 3 and 5. Let's call that 4. All right, so there we go. So if I wanted to switch this into my negative x, negative y, right? That's what it says is going to happen. Well, now that I've plotted some of my own coordinates, I can do that. So it's literally just going to be -3, -3 for my A. So A prime. And so let's just say that is going to be 3, 3, trying to get it proportional here. So that's going to be A prime. It's going to be -3, -3. And then I've got -3, -5. So same x coordinate, a little bit farther down, -5, that's B prime. And then my C prime is going to be -6, -4. So it's going to be out here a little bit, -6. Then in between my -3, -5. Maybe something like that. All right. Let's connect it and see what happens. If I can make that a straight line, that's interesting. Okay, so it's pointing in a different direction. So that's why I wanted to use a triangle, an isosceles triangle, to see if I can get it to point in the same direction or a different direction. That's going to be helpful. So let's see what our options are here. So a reflection across the x-axis. Okay, so here's my x-axis. So if I were to do a reflection across the x-axis, it would kind of look like this. It would just flip down, and it would look like that. It would still be pointing in the same direction. It would just be flipped down. That is obviously not what happened. A reflection across the y-axis would look like this. And it would be pointing in that opposite direction like I ended up creating. But it would be still in quadrant 2, not down in quadrant 3. So it's not just a pure reflection because this thing moved. And it's not just a translation because it changed direction. So it's got to be a rotation. All right. So rotation 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. Clockwise, that would kind of bring it down this way, but it would make it kind of point like down this here. That's 90 degrees. But 180 would bring it down another 90. Oh, and you know what? That would make it rotate. So it's going to rotate 180 degrees, halfway around. So our answer is J.